hearts. All selfishness and all love of originality should be laid aside. Long cherished opinions must not be regarded as infallible. If these opinions do not align with the Word of God, they must be discarded.
There are two things I do know right now. One, you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Number two, you ain't gonna keep it to yourself. Flashpoint Radio. Internet comes alive. Inspiration? Huh, in a class by itself.
Welcome to the breakfast hour. It is a wonderful day. It is a wonderful day to be alive. And certainly we are super thankful and grateful because God has kept us. And, I have been told on many occasions that one of the miracles we experience daily is the fact that we fall into a sleep mimicking death, and then we awake, not because our alarm clocks sounded that loud sound, not because we have an internal clock that woke us up, but by God's grace and mercy, we are alive once more to take one more breath of air, to be able to speak, and of course, to be able to face the challenges that we know we must face, because that's what life truly is about. And so certainly I want to welcome each and every one of you to the breakfast hour. Of course, a special welcome, an extraordinary welcome to our VIPs. Yay, yay, yay. You're in the house. And of course, I am going to pause. Yes, I know I'm on camera. I am going to pause, and I am pausing to share the link. And I want to encourage you to also pause at this time to share your link so that our listeners, our viewers, everyone will know that something extraordinary. Yeah, I'm doing it. Am I multitasking? Of course, yes, it is being shared, and you heard me sharing it just now. And certainly, I want to say to you, welcome to the breakfast hour. And we are happy that you have tuned in to join us this morning. But I know that you know that we have a schedule of activities, and certainly you're looking forward to hear what the financial advisor has to share with us this morning. So of course, we're going to get into our devotional first, and after our devotional, then you will hear from our financial advisor. And today is starting a brand new series, so stick and stay with us. We have so much to share with you on this episode of the Breakfast Hour.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3653 3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Good morning. This is day 13. Your Father knows the things you have need of before you ask Him. Matthew chapter 6 verse 8. More Than Wishing, written by David McCasland. As a child, C.S. Lewis enjoyed reading the books of E. Nesbit, especially Five Children and It. In this book, brothers and sisters on a summer holiday discover an ancient sand fairy who grants them one wish each day. But every wish brings the children more trouble than happiness because they can't foresee the results of getting everything they ask for. The Bible tells us to make our requests known to God. But prayer is much more than telling God what we want Him to do for us. When Jesus taught His disciples how to pray, He began by reminding them, your Father knows the things you have need of before you ask Him. When we call the Lord's Prayer, is more about living in a growing, trusting relationship with our Heavenly Father than about getting what we want from Him. As we grow in faith, our prayers will become less of a wish list and more of an intimate conversation with the Lord. Toward the end of his life, C.S. Lewis wrote, "If God had granted all the silly prayers I've made in my life, where should I be now?" Prayer is placing ourselves in the presence of God to receive from Him what we really need. We grasp but a thread of the garments of prayer. We reel at the thought of His infinite care. We cannot conceive of a God who will say, "Be careful for nothing, in everything, pray." Our quote this morning reads, "Our highest privilege is to talk to God. Our highest duty is to listen to Him." End quote.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and CoraleeKaren, the unmistakable combination synergized to navigate.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is another beautiful, beautiful morning. We are live here in the studio at Flashpoint. Lots and lots are happening, and of course we are happy that you have decided, you have made the conscious decision to join us right here. Now we have a lot to share with you this morning, and of course our financial advisor. Yes, it's Tuesday, and it's time for us to be deliberate, to plan, to know where our funds, whatever amount we have, whether we have a whole lot piled on top of us or just a little bit, whatever you have been blessed with, we have to manage those resources. And so we are happy that our financial advisor spares no effort in sharing with us. Sometimes the truth is a little bit hard to swallow, but of course he has been faithful in sharing with us. So today is of course one of those occasions that he will share with us what we need to practice, put into practice. So on this occasion we welcome our financial advisor.
I'm your host, Richard Thelwell, your financial advisor. And today we'll be launching a series on estate planning. Now, whether you're in your 30s or just starting to build your wealth or near retirement, this series is for you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Estate planning? Isn't that for the wealthy? No, absolutely not. Estate planning is for everyone, and today I'll explain why. What is estate planning? Estate planning is a process of deciding how your assets will be managed and distributed when you pass away or become medically incapacitated. This will include writing a will, setting up a trust if necessary, naming beneficiaries, including naming of trustees if your beneficiaries are minors, assigning a power of attorney, creating a healthcare directive, and planning to minimize your taxes and fees. It's about protecting your loved ones and making sure your wishes are followed, even when you're not here to speak for yourself. Think of it this way. If you don't make a plan, the government will make one for you, and it may not be what you have desired. Why estate planning is for everyone. Let me give you a few real-life examples. If you're a parent, you need to appoint a guardian for your children in your will. If you're married or have a long-term relationship, you need to clarify with your partner what your partner receives, especially if you have children from a previous relationship. If you own property, a small business, or in a car, guess what? You already have an estate. Estate planning gives clarity, control, and peace of mind. It's not just about death, it's about life. If you become ill or incapacitated, your loved ones will need to know who can make medical decisions, who can access your bank accounts, and who can pay the bills. Without a plan, it will become a legal nightmare at the worst possible time. Now, what are the basic building blocks for creating an estate plan? Over the next few weeks, we'll do a deep dive into each of these, but here's a quick overview. First, we will look at the will. A will tells the courts who gets what in its simplest form. It also lets you appoint guardians for your minor children. A trust is a legal entity that holds your assets. It is great for avoiding probate and keeping things private. Your power of attorney. This appoints someone to manage your financial affairs if you can't. An advance directive or a living will outlines your healthcare preferences in a crisis. Your beneficiary designations. Now, this is something that we have to look at a little bit more deeply. Because if you have a will and you name a beneficiary on your life insurance, retirement account, or bank account, that will override your will. And finally, letter of intent. This is optional, but it is helpful. It is a personal letter explaining your wishes, especially for things like funeral arrangements or passing on family heirlooms and traditions. Now, when should you start? The simple answer is right now. Estate planning isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. You start small. Even just writing a basic will or a sign-up power of attorney is a huge step. And remember, you have a new baby, update your plan. You get married or divorced, update your plan. You bought property, update your plan. Life changes and your estate plan should keep up. Now, what happens if you do not have one. If you die without a will, you are said to have died intestate. That means the state decides who inherits what, and that could take months or even years to sort out in a probate court. What happens in a situation like that? You have everybody from your aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents, everybody may be involved in your estate. Worse, your assets might go to people that you would not have chosen, and your loved ones would have financial hardships and emotional stress. Now, some final thoughts. Your estate plan isn't about how much you have. It's about who you love and what you care about. So here's your action step for this week. You're going to make a list of everything that you own. It includes your real estate, your motor vehicles, bank accounts, life insurance, and any other plan or any other valuable that you may have, which could include your watches and any other personal items. That's your foundation. After you write down, you write beside it who you'd want to handle things if you could not. Let's just build it from there. Next week, we are going to do a deep dive into writing a will, what it should include, and how to make it legally binding. Until then, I'm Richard Thelwell, your host. Stay informed, stay empowered, and remember, your legacy is in your hands. You can contact me at broker@richardthelwell.com.
Very interesting presentation, Richard. And as I think about life, recently with a colleague, and the colleague was quick to point out to me that we spend a lot of time planning the house we're going to build, the car we're going to buy, and what we're going to study. And we don't spend the time to plan regarding death. It's sure. So when you brought up a conversation on this episode of the Breakfast Hour dealing with financial matters, it's sort of an uncomfortable conversation to have, because we would like to think that we are here forever. But the truth is that it is important, as you mentioned, it is so important for us to make plans. And so I want to thank you for presenting, for sharing this information with us. And we certainly look forward to making these steps with you. You mentioned that the time to start is right now. And you say estate. When you think of an estate, you're saying, oh, I own an empire. But no, you just said the time to start is right now. You don't have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70, 80. Now is the time to start. Thank you so much, Richard. I'm sure our listeners and our viewers have benefited from this conversation.
Thank you very much. And remember, you can reach out to me at broker@richardthelwell.com for your personal financial plan, where we can look at, of course, estate planning, among other things.
You know, it's all about having the difficult conversations. I certainly want to thank Richard for sharing with us. And, you know, we speak life and we speak hope. But while we speak life and hope, we know that death is something that we don't want to necessarily think about, but it is something true and real to life. So please, you know, log on. Every week we'll be conducting a series wrapping up this planning, and the first assignment we have is to make a list. So you might have a car is part of your estate, and so it is important for you to make plans and recognize what you would like to have done so that it's not left. And of course your privacy, he mentioned that you want to maintain that privacy even at that time. I know, even at that time. So I want to thank Richard again for sharing those difficult, not so easy topics with us. And certainly, I hope that we are seriously not only thinking about but putting these things in action. Of course, as I promised yesterday, that I would share some of just a little thing of what happened on the weekend. And of course, I had the privilege of attending the tribute to mom. Let's share that one. I want to add that one to the stage, and of course, it was a wonderful concert, and of course, Clarity Entertainment, Mr. Utah himself. It was a wonderful concert. Usually an annual event, and the women, the mothers who came out, certainly enjoyed that one. Certainly it was a blessing to have been there. So on that note, I want to thank the listeners, the viewers, for tuning in for this wonderful episode, yes, of the Breakfast Hour. Tomorrow, Dr. K will be speaking to us about our wealth and health. Our health is our wealth, and Wellness Wednesday will continue tomorrow, and she will share some things that we need to do to take care of our physical self so that we will be healthy and well. Just want to remind you to a few things that are happening on the weekend. Concert will be at the Georgetown Seventh-day Adventist Church. I will share all the necessary information on our social media platforms as well as tomorrow. So you have to tune in live to the Breakfast Hour. Also, a reminder of the mission trip that comes up in July. It's 1,500 CI, and I'm sure we'll be having representatives to speak to us about that. The trip to Belize, this includes your food, your flight, your insurance, all that and more. So you must be a part of that. So on that note, I want to tell you thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Breakfast Hour, and we're looking forward to see you tomorrow. Until then, stay sweet, stay sweet, stay sweet, and may the Lord bless you richly, abundantly, more than you can ever ask, think, or imagine. See you again.
Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and CoraleeKaren, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray?
Of course, continue to join us on www.flashpointmedia.ky. Our radio continues, our web radio continues all day, all night.
Where the sunflowers bloom, breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd, just you and me together, we'll all all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be honest forever. Are we part of this circus? Is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter? Or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better. I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air. Look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together. It will all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be honest
Well, you thought that I had forgotten, didn't you? No, no, no. I paused the goodbye, I paused the later to remind you that today is an extra special day, and certainly we would not leave without saying a very, very special happy birthday to the man himself, Rendon Timothy. And of course, we want to, from the Flashpoint team, all of us here, we want to wish you a very, very, very special birthday. We hope that you will reap the rewards of health and strength, and your passion of course will continue as you, I don't want to use the word age, as the Lord blesses you with many more years. Of course, we're going to play this birthday jingle for you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy, happy
Yes, of course. Now that makes it complete. And be reminded to continue to tune into Flashpoint, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Remember, just before you go your bed will be this evening. Connie J.E. always brings the vibe. And of course, we are happy every single time you join us. So have yourself a wonderful day wherever you are in this wide world. Thank you for tuning in, whether you have logged in on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. We're happy that you took the time to spend with us. Have yourself a wonderful one. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Two things I do know right now. One, you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Number two, you ain't gonna keep it to yourself. Flashpoint Radio. Internet comes alive. Inspiration? Huh.